Okay, hi everyone. Today I'm going to be interviewing my best friend Brianna, and she's going to be joining us through FaceTime. So, Brianna, can you introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background?
Yeah, I'm Brianna and I'm from Daly City. I'm Filipino and I'm Samoan. Family comes from the Philippines. My dad is half Filipino, half Samoan, but he was born here. But my mom is from the Philippines, but I'm from
Gotcha.
here.
Awesome. Okay. And what was your experience like growing up as Asian American?
Like I've got a taste of like a lot of culture, like, from my Filipino side and from, also living in America. Like I feel like I got a taste of both,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Feel connected to your culture? Why or why not?
In some ways I do, but I feel like not connected enough because um, I feel most connected when I like go to the Philippines, but I felt more connected when my grandparents were around because they spoke the language and I got to speak the language more often. But now that my grandparents aren't here, like I feel more disconnected to my culture. I don't know if that
Yeah.
like makes sense, but so I feel like I know a lot about it, but I feel like I don't feel it as much living here
That makes
in
sense.
America.
So, do you
Yeah.
think your grandparents had a big influence on how much culture and how much you knew about your culture?
Yeah, I think so. Just because I feel like, because that's where they're from, that's where they're born and raised, and they've lived there for a long time. And it was like my true connection to the Philippines while living here.
Were there any moments growing up where you felt like you felt different from others because you were Asian American?
Yeah, I guess like when like, you're either like too Asian or not like Asian enough.
Right.
Like if
Right, right.
I were to like here, like, people like just like oh like you're Filipino, whatever. But like when you go to the Philippines, they just look at you like you're American, even though you are also Filipino. So there's like times like that where I feel like I could feel left out.
Right.
And I think being of like mixed race too, like even when I'm like with my other side of family, like my dad's like Samoan side, like I also feel like I'm not Samoan enough sometimes. Like in some rooms I am, in some rooms I'm like not, So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're in a gray box rather than like a black or white.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Do you feel like language or any family expectations or stereotypes ever affect your experiences? I guess more in the sense of like if you weren't able to speak the language clearly with certain family members while you were in the Philippines
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, that actually, yeah, that that actually does happen. Like when I go to the Philippines, like I can speak it, but like it's really like broken.
Right.
Even when like I'm asked to like, oh, like no speak, they like because when I go to the Philippines, they just expect me to like they're like no, just speak Kabaman, like that's the language. They're like just speak Kabaman, like no English, like and I think it's like it's not to be like mean about it, but I guess they just want me to be better or just want like
Right.
I
For
don't know.
your
I think
culture.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
So, how do you think that being Asian American has shaped your overall identity to this day? It could be as little or as much as you want to share. Anything from like culture, food, experiences.
The way like I so like maybe like celebrate things like
Yeah.
I like to do like Filipinos love to do gatherings and like cook a lot. Like I feel like that
Like
in
your
that sense I feel
language
like I
is
take that
food.
trait like only the gift of like giving I feel like too comes from I guess like my experience being Asian. But like I don't know. I like when I think about that question, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's like my whole thing. Like my whole identity is literally being like Asian American. But so I don't know. It kind of is like hard to answer because it's just like that's just my life. Like
That's
I don't know.
good. What advice would you give younger Asian Americans trying to balance their culture and identity?
That I
So,
would
like,
say
what would
like
you
just
tell
try.
like little you,
Yeah,
maybe?
I think I would like want myself to keep speaking the language, like so that I wouldn't have like because I used to be really fluent in like Filipino like Kapampangan. Like I used to be really fluent, and I wish that I still knew it, or that like I still watched like the the drama shows that I used to watch,
The
like
soap
that were like
operas
the
and stuff.
Filipino ones. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that helped me feel connected to like speak the language more, study it, like like travel to like your hometown as much as you can.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's never too late.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Exactly.
that was everything I had for you. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself and
Mhm.
your identity with us. And
Yeah. Thank you
thanks,
for
babe.
listening.